Once upon a time, in a quiet village deep in the heart of a green valley, there lived a girl named Oma. Everyone knew her and everyone loved her. And it wasn't just because she was beautiful, it was because she was kind. Her skin glowed like the morning sun. Her hair fell like waves of silk. When she smiled, the village birds seemed to sing louder. But even more than that, Oma had a pure heart. She helped the old, shared her food with the poor, and laughed with the children. She lived with her grandmother, Mama Uko, who was wise and gentle. Every night, Mama Uko would say, "My child, beauty is a blessing, but it also invites jealousy. Shine, but be watchful." Oma always smiled and replied, "Don't worry, Mama. I have friends who love me." But there was one person who did not love her. Her name was Ngozi. Ngozi was Oma's friend, or at least, she acted like one. She laughed with her, ate with her, and even danced beside her at the moon festivals. But deep inside, Ngozi's heart was filled with envy. When she stood beside Oma, no one noticed her, and that hurt her deeply. They only see her, she often whispered to herself. "What about me?" One sunny morning, a stranger came to the village. His name was Obina, a rich farmer's son from across the hills. Tall, strong, and handsome, he came to trade yam but found love instead. When he saw Oma, his heart stopped. He visited more and more, each time bringing her gifts, fine beads, wrappers, palm wine. Soon, he asked for her hand in marriage. The village rejoiced. Drums beat all night, women danced in circles, and Mama Uko smiled with pride. Oma's beauty on her wedding day was like the morning sun, but Ngozi stood in the shadows. No one saw the way her fingers clenched. No one noticed the hate in her eyes. "I will take everything from her," she hissed. "Even if I have to steal it." 2 nights after the wedding, Ngozi came to visit with roasted yam and palm wine. "For you, my dear friend," she said, smiling with tight lips. Oma, innocent and warm, welcomed her in. They ate. They laughed. They drank. But deep inside the food was a dark powder, black magic. Later that night, Oma felt dizzy. Her head spun. Her heart slowed, she collapsed. By morning, she was gone, dead. The whole village cried. Mama Uko wailed like a mother hen who lost her chick. Obina did not eat or sleep for days. Oma's body was dressed for burial, but something strange happened. Her skin did not pale, her face looked alive, she was glowing even in death. The elders dug a grave. But thunder roared and lightning flashed. The ground refused her. Birds screamed in the sky. Trees bent backward. She cannot be buried. The people cried again and again. They tried. But each time, nature fought them. "She's not meant to be buried yet," Mama Uko whispered. "Something is wrong." One night, as Mama Uko sat near Oma's body, she heard soft weeping. It was not human. It was not from the wind. It was a cry, gentle, sad, and full of pain. Then she saw it, a figure, glowing like moonlight, floating above the bed where Oma's body lay. Her ghost. Tears ran down her spirit's face. Her eyes looked lost. Mama Uko gasped. "Child, what is it you want to tell me?" But the spirit faded before dawn, and far away, hidden in her heart, Ngozi sat, smiling in the dark. "She's still beautiful," she growled. "Even in death. Still shining. Still taking all the attention." But not for long. Ngozi stood and reached for a small black pot. Inside was a charm. The charm, passed down from her stepmother, could do the unthinkable. Ngozi placed it under her pillow, whispered dark words, and stared into a bowl of water. Obina's face appeared. Sleeping. Sad. Lonely, she laughed. "I will make him forget her. He will be mine." And that night, Obina had a dream. He saw Oma's face, but it melted into darkness. Then Ngozi appeared, smiling, dressed as a bride. When he woke up, he was confused. He couldn't remember Oma's laughter. Only Ngozi's eyes. The charm had begun its work. Obina began visiting Ngozi. Slowly, he smiled again, but it was the wrong smile. The villagers were puzzled. Why is he talking to Ngozi? They asked, didn't he marry Oma? Mama Nena noticed too. At night, Oma's ghost kept appearing. But now, her tears had turned to screams, and her once glowing skin began to flicker like a dying flame. Was her soul fading? Was Obinna truly forgetting her? As Ngozi stepped out one night, wearing a white wrapper and coral beads she didn't deserve, she whispered, soon, they will bury her. And she will be gone forever. But just then, something happened. A loud knock echoed through the village. It came from the hut where Oma's body lay. No one was there, yet the door creaked open, and from inside came Oma's voice speaking, Obinna, please don't forget me. Years passed, Oma's body remained untouched. Her skin never decayed. Her beauty never faded. No one could bury her. Her grandmother, Mama Uka, kept her inside the small hut wrapped in white cloth, lighting a candle by her every night, praying endlessly for peace. But Ngozi lived like nothing happened. She had taken Obinna, married him, and moved into the compound that once belonged to Oma. She wore bright wrappers, served him food with a smile, and laughed loudly during market days. She strutted through the village with her head high like a queen, and when she became pregnant, she danced with pride. Everyone talked, but no one could prove what she had done. She gave birth to a daughter, a beautiful child she named Kayameka. But that joy did not last. From the day Kayameka was born, strange things began to happen. The child cried through the night, shaking and convulsing. Her body burned with fever that no medicine could cure. At barely 3 years old, she began speaking in strange ways, pointing to corners and shadows, saying, she's here again, Mama. She's glowing. And she's crying. Ngozi's face turned pale each time. She would pour palm oil on the ground, tie protective charms on the girl, and shout at the empty air, you will not take my child. Leave us alone. But the spirit did not leave. One night, Ngozi woke up and found her daughter standing outside in the cold night, eyes wide open, whispering words that were not hers. You stole her life. You must speak, or I will not leave you. Ngozi screamed and grabbed the girl, rushing to a native doctor. She spent every coin seeking help, mixing herbs, bathing Kayameka in rivers, hiding sacred stones under her pillow. But nothing worked. Each time she lay to sleep, Oma would appear in her dreams, her skin glowing. Her eyes filled with tears. Tell them what you did to me, Ngozi. Set me free. But Ngozi refused. She would wake up, grab burning coal and mutter strange incantations. You cannot shame me. You are dead. Stay dead. But Oma would return. Every time, and Kayameka grew worse. The child's legs stopped moving. Her voice faded. She no longer laughed. She no longer recognized her mother. Ngozi sat beside her, night after night, tears running down her face. Then one day, the girl opened her eyes weakly and whispered, if you don't tell them, Mama, I will die. That broke her. Ngozi walked out in the rain that same day. No wrapper. No makeup. Her hair undone, she walked straight to the village square. Knelt in the red sand, and shouted loud enough for the gods to hear, I poisoned Oma. I killed her. I was jealous. I wanted her husband. I did it all. The villagers came running. Mama Uka fainted. Obinna turned away and walked back into the bush. No one spoke. Some cried. Others spat. Ngozi buried her face in the ground, screaming, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That night, something strange happened in Mama Yuka's hut. The candle by Oma's body flickered. The white cloth covering her stopped glowing. Her skin began to fade. And when the elders arrived at dawn, her body was ready to be buried. They wrapped her properly, sang soft songs, and buried her under the udala tree. The wind blew softly through the leaves. Like a final goodbye, Oma had finally found peace. As for Ngozi, her joy never returned. Kayameka survived, but she never spoke again. Ngozi aged quickly, her body weakened, and her name became a warning in the mouths of mothers across the village. Jealousy had brought her everything. And taking it all away, And even in peace, Omar's story was never forgotten. Moral of the story: 1. Jealousy destroys more than it gives. Ngozi's envy led her to take a life, but instead of gaining happiness, she inherited pain, guilt, and a haunted legacy. What she stole turned to ashes in her hands. 2. Truth has a voice, even in silence. Though Omar could no longer speak, her truth echoed through the village, through dreams, sickness, and signs, until it was finally heard. The truth cannot stay buried. 3. Evil may enjoy a season, but it never ends well. Ngozi danced for a while, but her end was bitter. Wickedness may appear to win, but the consequences will always return, and often with more weight than expected. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more stories like this from this channel. Bye for now.